Follow the buzzards, man. Just kidding. Hey guys, welcome to my Lucha Underground review and reactions of the Season 3, Episode 27, Fade to Black. This was the July 19th, 2017 episode. Unfortunately, because I don't live in America or Mexico, there's no airway network over here, and thus I have to stream it. Thanks to that, and because of some weather issues, I didn't get to watch it until today, which is a day after the release, unfortunately. So I apologize if this is late, but I'm going to get right into it. And first of all, this is my first ever Lucha Underground review and reaction, so I hope you enjoy. This is just something I wanted to try. So let me readjust myself on my seat so I'm more comfortable, and let's get right into it. So, as usual, the show starts off with a general recap of the past events that would correlate to this kind of episode. This time the clips featured were of Cage and his magical gauntlet, Son of Havoc and Son of Madness, along with Prince Puma warning Rey Mysterio Jr. of his intentions to win the Cueto Cup and to face off against him in an Ultimate Lucha rematch. I apologize for not looking at you directly. Also, I have my notes on my laptop screen right behind the camera, So the show starts off with Prince Puma atop the temple having flashbacks of Conan and his battles with Mil Muertes. Vampiro walks into frame, talking to Prince Puma about how he can quiet his voices and how his purpose is to win back the Lucha Underground Championship. Puma looks down into the parking lot where the Worldwide Underground is entering the temple. PJ Black notices him and flips him off. Puma then says to himself, "I will not lose, my master," seemingly implying that Puma has finally accepted Vampiro into his mind and into his life. The show then flips over to inside of the temple, where we are greeted as always by the great commentary team of Matt Striker and Vampiro, the former of which thanking El Conjunto Nuevo Hola for the musical performance. I apologize if I messed up that name. He then mentions that the Cueto Cup continues tonight with 3 matches, being Cage vs Pindar, Son of Havoc vs Dante Fox, and Prince Puma vs PJ Black. Moving on from this, the bell rings and Melissa Santos introduces the first participants. First of all, being one third of the Trios champions, Pindar, accompanied by Cobra Moon, whom defeated Masquerido Sagrada to advance to the second round. Cage then makes his way to the ring, his gauntlet of fury in tow. He defeated Vinny Massaro in the first round to advance to this position. Both competitors in the ring, the bell rings, and immediately the referee tries to get Cage to take off his gauntlet, which he refuses to do so until he eventually just clocks the referee. Pindar then runs right into the right hand from the gauntlet, and Cage goes for Weapon X. The bell rings, and Pindar is announced the winner via disqualification. Cage, rightfully pissed off, picks up the referee and hits him with Weapon X. Pindar advances to the third round, where he will face off against Phoenix. Then a commercial break hits, and after the commercial break, Melissa Santos introduces the next match. First coming out is Dante Fox, whom defeated El Dragon Azteca Jr. in the first round. Secondly, Son of Havoc makes his way to the ring. He defeated Son of Madness in the first round. Whilst on the steps of the temple, Son of Madness comes out of nowhere and attacks Havoc, choking him with a chain. Havoc then fights back and flips him over the railing and into the stands, to which he follows with a pretty nice looking suicide dive over the railing and giving the punches and all that to Madness. After a couple of minutes of fighting, Havoc is clocked with the chain to his skull, leaving him on the floor in a heap, and Madness exits. Dario Cueto then exits his office and announces that Havoc has 2 choices, either forfeit the match or get in the ring and fight, which he chooses to do the latter, showing just how much the Lucha Underground Championship means to the fighters. Returning then from commercial, the match then gets underway, with Fox hitting a big boot immediately and taking control of the match. Havoc eventually regains control after reversing a wheelbarrow-styled move and throwing Fox into the railing. Later on in the match, Dante Fox hits a beautiful senton bomb, which gets him a very close 2 count. After a few more minutes of action, Havoc channels his inner John Cena and hits Dante Fox with a fireman's carry slam off of the apron, which elicits a great reaction from the crowd, alongside a "holy shit" and "this is awesome" chant. The finish of the match comes a few minutes later, after Dante Fox rolled out of the way of Havoc's signature shooting star press, picking Havoc up and hitting him with the Fox catcher for the 3 count. Dante Fox moves on to the next round, where he will face off against PJ Black or Prince Puma. After another commercial break, the show returns backstage, with the Worldwide Underground talking to their new representation, Benjamin Cook, whom talks up the group and makes them seem like the greatest stable in wrestling history. The show then returns to the ring, with Matt Striker announcing that next week Mac will face off against Tejano, and for the first time ever, Drago will face off against Pentagon Dark. Melissa Santos then introduces the competitors of the match, first being PJ Black, whom defeated Sexy Star in the first round by disqualification, and Prince Puma entering second to a thunderous reaction as usual. He defeated Ricky Mandel in the first round. Interestingly, Puma is dressed almost entirely in black, including jeans as opposed to his usual tights. Perhaps this is further implying that Puma is transcending more of the dark side and letting the more aggressive side of himself out. Now, after one more commercial break, the show returns and the match starts, the two circling the ring, which transpires into the two having some back and forth chain wrestling. Moments later, PJ Black rolls out of the ring and Puma hits his signature springboard onto the Aztec symbol. Throughout the match, Puma seemed to walk more of an aggressive style than usual, where he did lots of stomps in the corner, got angry and hit the mat when his falls didn't work, that kind of thing. Whereas PJ Black used a more athletic submission style offense, which included a really cool looking dragon suplex into a dragon sleeper. That was very nice. Later on into the match, Puma hits a beautiful running cutter, which is followed up by a cradle drop for a close 2 count. Moments later, PJ Black hits a cutter of his own, which is followed up by a move that Matt Striker called the Wellness Policy. After a very athletic contest, the finish came after a sick push kick into the corner, followed by a 630 splash, awarding to Puma the victory. Prince Puma will move on into the next round, where he will face off against Dante Fox. The show ends with Dario Cueto in his office, joined by PJ Black immediately after his match. Dario mentions that he cannot put him back into the Cueto Cup, but after campaigning from Benjamin Cook, next week PJ Black will face off against Rey Mysterio Jr. in a way to try and redeem himself. Now, I thought this was a good show. I thought it went really well. I thought the matches were really good. I think match of the night, in my opinion, was Dante Fox versus Son of Havoc, although Prince Puma and... I almost said Justin Gabriel. Prince Puma and PJ Black did have a really good contest. I really enjoyed the show in general. There was some great commentary, as usual, by Matt Striker, Vampiro, whom are, by the way, my favourite announce team in the whole world at the moment. Moving on to this reactions and review part. Again, I think the show went well. I think it really set up for next week. It set up for the next round of the Cueto Cup. And it's made me more excited for next week's Lucha Underground. Definitely my favourite wrestling show at the moment, beating Monday Night Raw, beating Tuesday Night SmackDown Live, beating New Japan, beating Ring of Honor, WCPW, all that. I think good show. I think I'm very looking forward to next week, and I think that hopefully you guys will join me again for my reactions of next week's episode. About this video in general, I think this video went well. I guess it goes to show to how you guys will react to it. Whether or not you'd like it, or if this gets many views, I'm probably going to do some more of these videos in the future, because I really enjoyed doing this. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed Lucha Underground as much as I did this week, and I will catch you guys next week with another review and reactions of Lucha Underground.